Well, one thing I would say is uh, something that Johnny Cash told me years ago. He
That's
was
the coolest start to a story ever, I have to say.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mr. Thornton, this is seriously a huge honor for me. I've never had the chance to chat with you, man. So seriously, thank you for fitting me into your schedule. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I'm going to jump into this. I want to start out by talking about the benefit of being able to play a character over multiple seasons and multiple episodes. You get that time to flesh out and learn about them, something you're not always afforded with a movie because you only have 2 hours. So I was wondering, who is a cinematic character that you've played from one of your films that you would have loved to have gotten episodes or seasons or years to flesh him out like you did with Billy?
I can think of two right off the bat. One is the character I played, Ed Crane, in The Man Who Wasn't There, which was a Coen Brothers movie. I felt very comfortable in that character. I like sitting on the couch smoking. And and the other one would be Jacob in A Simple Plan. Those were two movies that I remember. I mean, obviously Sling Blade, but that's one that was my own creation, everything. But out of the things that I did for other people, I would say those two characters. I didn't want those movies to end.
Man Who Wasn't There is one of my all-time favorite Coen Brothers, and I have to tell you, A Simple Plan, I think, is probably one of the top 10 greatest movie endings of all. It's heartbreaking, but it's brilliant how it's pulled together. That's an absolutely incredible film. Since this is the final season, I want to talk to you about letting go of a character and walking away. Are you the kind of actor who can easily leave a character behind when you hear cut for the last time, or do they tend to follow you? Do you keep thinking about them after a performance is over?
I think you think about them for a period of time, some longer than others. But in this case, the character is so close to me. I mean, it's kind of like I was playing myself if I were a lawyer in LA. So I think this character will be with me for a while because it's kind of me.
Is that the ultimate compliment whenever you keep thinking about someone? I mean, I feel like that's an imprint, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. Sure.
It's hard to believe you mentioned Sling Blade, that this year is the 25th anniversary of Sling Blade, which I think is an absolute masterpiece. I was wondering what you learned on that project as an actor or a writer or a director that you still use to this day and maybe even used on the set of something like Goliath.
Uh, well, one thing I would say is uh, something that Johnny Cash told me years ago.
That's the coolest start to a story ever, I have to say.
Well, he used to give fatherly advice, and he said to me one time, he said, "Son, listen to what they say, and if it makes sense, use it, and if it don't, ignore it." And so essentially, he was saying, "Be who you are,"
Mhm.
and if you can learn from someone, you do. Uh, on Sling Blade, it was, the first thing other than a documentary that I had directed. So I was learning and flying by the seat of my pants, So I just did what came naturally to me. And I think because everything in that movie was completely natural because we didn't know any better, I think I've tried to keep as much of that as possible because as an actor, you don't want to think too much. And as a director, other than the technical aspects, I think you want to feel more than you plan, And
It,
that would be the thing I've taken with me.
is it true you shot that film in 12 days?
No,
No,
no.
okay. That's on
Oh,
the Wikipedia page. I read that and I was just like, I thought that was unbelievable.
well, there are a lot of things in Wikipedia maybe they should change. No, but the truth is that, and maybe it just got mixed up by someone. I wrote it in 9 days. I wrote the movie in 9 days, and we shot it in 24 days, which is pretty quick.
That's still phenomenal. Mr. Thornton, they are giving me the wrap. I've got 1,000 more questions for you, sir. But seriously, this was an absolute honor. I've been doing this for a long time. For some reason, our paths had never crossed, but I hope it's not the last time. And hopefully next time I can shake your hand because I'm a huge fan, sir.
Please, let's do that.
All right, take care. I really appreciate your time.
Anytime, buddy.
All right, take care. Bye, guys.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.